everybody remembers the Globe as a wholesome store that everybody went to with their grandparents or with their parents, and it's going to be revitalized this year, at least the outside of it, to give us that holiday season look to it. It's going to have trees, there's going to be tree lighting, there's going to be music, and there's going to be a special event on December 2nd that's being set right now by Lackawanna County government, because we want to let people know that the 100 block of Wyoming Avenue is alive and well in Scranton, and the Globe store is the reason why.
The courts are going to be at the back end of the building and probably take up about half of the first floor. I do have Veterans Affairs on the first floor and voter registration. There might be one or two others like Clerk of Judicial Records.
And I said there's no absolutes to this, so it's just...
We're still moving things around. We're not going to have this resolved for a couple more months. So that's the first floor.
So everybody could see, there's some of the shelving that was all throughout this first floor. This is the Charlemont right here. Yeah, you see right here. And then I'm sure that everybody who went to the Globe store at one point walked on top of this tile. This would have been the Charlemont, where you get that fabulous homemade rice pudding, and the entrance is right there. Yeah, I'm sure this is a big part of most generations' lives, going with their grandparents or parents to the Globe store.
The balcony was still up.
Yeah, the balcony's still there. And I think the sign is actually still on the, yeah, it's still there. Let me see. And there it is. There it is. There's the Charlemont. And that's actually something that we're going to be looking at in the next few months, that this is going to probably be, that may be part of the design phase. We're really looking into it, that we may have a coffee shop, sandwich shop inside of the actual government center, which will accommodate our employees, and it will be called the Charlemont, because all of us know what the Charlemont means to the people of Lackawanna County.
Are you saying after Scranton High School was built down there?
Well, it's Scranton High School. You're young, but you might be. How old are you, Kyle?
I'm 32.
Okay, Kyle, if you remember what that area was like down there by Scranton High School, all it was blighted, closed down buildings. Grossman's was closed. Everything else was a disarray. The old DPW was down there. There was weeds and fields, and it was only two-lane area there. You know what I mean? And there was nothing going on. There wasn't even a traffic light there. Now, my God, there's a traffic light. There's crosswalks. There's the gas station. There's Redner's. There's Riverfront. There's the Icebox. There's all the business in the Icebox. There's the lawyer's office. There's Mount Pleasant. There's Geisinger, and it's still growing. And that was the most blighted area. And then when Scranton School District built the new Scranton High School, we had an opportunity to refurbish the Veterans Stadium, and they have district track meets and football events there. And you know, I mean, it's just multi-purpose everything. And John Palumbo was a huge part of that, and John Brazil was the president of the school board. But that's what this is about here. This is going to breed growth into downtown Scranton, let alone Wyoming Avenue. And all you have to do is look out the windows for sale, for lease, for rent, or for sheriff's sale. So, you know, I mean, this is going to pull a quick 800 people into our building or more. And I'm just talking about our employees, let alone the fact of the visitors and people that are going to be doing work with Lackawanna County government all the time. So it really works well for the city. It really does. And for those people that might be going to domestic relations, they don't have to go all the way to Mayfield. Or those people, the older lady who wants to go to voter registration, she doesn't have to go to Stafford Avenue and walk a block up a hill to go get her voter registration. They come right here.
Get off the bus, right?
They're right there.
And do their business. And
walk right back out. And a lot of people don't drive. One, they can't. Some people might not be able to afford it, and some people just don't drive.
So you saw construction of Scranton High School down there as a turning point for that part of the...
That was a turning point, and I think this is a turning point. Look at it. And you know, this was sitting vacant for 2 years. We got ridiculed about it at the time, which drives me nuts, but the mortgage lives inside of our leases. There's not going to be a millage increase or anything like that this year. We're holding the line at the least this year, and beyond that, you know, I mean, we're really watching fiscally, keeping a fiscal stand on what's going on in Lackawanna County government, because we know people can't afford their taxes to go up, and this is another opportunity for them to own a building instead of owning a bunch of lease receipts, and that's all they've ever owned for 10 years. We're going to take care of that in the next year and a half.
What do you think is the greatest benefit looking years down the line when everyone is here?
Well, it's consolidation of offices so that it's more accessible to the people and they can see what is involved in county government. It's not sporadic throughout the county. And the saving is absolutely $1.5 million every year.
Pat, this is obviously something you've been very passionate about since day one. How does it feel to be in it, have it belong to the county, and know, I think you said construction begin 6 to 8 months?
Probably, eight to 9 months probably from now. Right now the design phase is going on. This project has always been a part of the administration since 2013, but it took 2 commissioners to move it forward, and that happened in April of 2016. And I'm just proud that we're in a situation right now where we have the financing in place and we're moving the project forward. And that's what this government's about. It's about moving forward and making sure that our citizens are taken care of. And this is another way of helping them out by making county government accessible and one-stop shopping. And that's what we're going to have here. With bus accessibilities, taxis, your bicycle, taxi cab, parking, it's going to be an opportunity for everybody to utilize the government and not be tortured by running all over downtown or running up the voter registration on Stafford Avenue or running up to Mayfield, up to domestic relations. Domestic relations should be near the courthouse. It's a block away from the courthouse now. I'm just very happy with that. There's no tax increase that's involved in it. It lives inside of the leases we currently have for the past 10 years. And the fact of the matter, there's a savings of probably $175,000 to $250,000 with even just with with our heating bills and electric bills and everything else. One building. I mean, we have them all over the place. I just see so many pluses to this situation. And the fact of us revitalizing the 100 block of Wyoming Avenue, which, like I said, for lease, for sale, for rent, or for sheriff's sale, that's going to end, I think, when the people are injected into this Globe store. And it's going to, not only is going to help that, it's going to help the city of Scranton, and it's going to help our mall. And let me tell you something, the mall has to stay running, and it has to stay well, and it has to stay in place. We need to help the mall, and I believe that the injection of our employees and the visitors are going to help the mall and all of downtown Scranton.
I know we're still in the design phase at this point, but are plans still to connect this building to the mall?
That's something we're going to be looking at in the near future. But Stacy, as you can see, we're starting off, like, even though we're not going to be here for a year and a half or whatever, we're utilizing it already. You know what I mean? It's part of the community. And what we're going to do, Stacy, a lot of times when they set up a government center like this,
I know this is going to be a major visitors draw to get people back in the city.
oh, this is bringing back the old days to downtown Scranton on Wyoming Avenue. This is the way that, you know what I mean, we think of the holiday season right here. This is what really matters. And like I said, Wyoming Avenue was always like a main vein of Lackawanna County, and I think it can be again. And it leads right to the mall, and it leads to all the shops in downtown and all of our mini boutiques and taverns and restaurants and all the people that are down here that are making a living in small businesses doing what they have to do to make things happen. When you're out on Wyoming Avenue, try to look up and see if you can even catch an angle of this. I never knew this was here. I don't think Lorraine knew it was here, and none of us did. But when I did the first tour of the Globe probably 2.5 years ago, we went up to this floor, and it wasn't something that I thought of at that point, but this is where the commissioner suite is going to be. And that's absolutely part of the blueprints. That's an absolute. I'm not sure whether their offices at this point, probably budget and finance and maybe HR, but definitely this is going to be the commissioner suite at this point.
From the interior, and not necessarily this door, there's going to be a walkway across the roof to that door with the stairs on it, and that's a fire exit. That's our second exit out of the 6th floor. In the center of this floor, we have a large boardroom that's also a multi-purpose room. So
it's the commissioner's room.
Commissioners can have their regular meetings there. We can make it into a very large room for meetings of over 100 people, or we can make it into smaller spaces. So that's going to be the center of this floor. And then it'll be surrounded by economic development. IT is over here.
Are we doing steps down into it, or is it going to be the elevator?
No, there are no steps.
No steps? Okay.
We are keeping all those spaces exactly as they are so that we don't have to spend money in renovating areas that have already been renovated.
We have a detailed plan to not only move the entire county's network infrastructure, but also migrate and move the county's data center from our original location to what you're seeing behind me here. It's going to be a very complex task. We have details to actually move forward with it. Should go pretty smoothly. We're very hopeful with that. Up on the roof, in coordination with that, we're looking to build around an 80-foot tower that is going to not only host our 911 infrastructure, but also move our wireless network infrastructure that we currently have on the county administration building. So you can see there's enough space to actually move our data center. Our servers are actually going to go here. Our network core is going to go here, which is going to be sent out to all of the various departments in this building to operate as business as usual. So inside here we have an HVAC or air conditioning system that'll actually run our data center here separately from the rest of the building. We have full redundancy here, and we have a raised floor. The data center is up to code. They took good care of it. EDM.
It's an air conditioned room to keep everything.
It's an air conditioner, climate controlled room. Raised floor. There's ample space. It's actually equivalent to what we have at our current county administration building, and definitely have enough room to expand as well.
There's millions of dollars of things that we don't have to do in here. Like a room like this could cost $1 million to set up. This is done and ready. The electrical systems are pretty much done and ready. Our generator that they have, I think it's 10 years old, is worth supposedly close to $1 million.
When I saw that, I was amazed.
This building can run on its own if everything shut down outside just because of the generator.
Yeah.
So the building was well worth what we paid for it and beyond. A lot of the stuff you're going to see here, you're going to remember the globe, like the ceilings and stuff such as that. But for the people that haven't gone through here since Diversify took over, there's going to be, I think we're going to have 2 opportunities for them to do on 2 or separate weekends or on one weekend for everybody to take a walk through the complete building from 1st to 6th floor. So it'll be nice for them.
Yeah.
And then when we open up, like a lot of times in government, sometimes they have a big black tie occasion. What we're going to do is this. We're going to close that street down, and we're going to have a block party here. We're going to invite the whole Lackawanna County to come down and see the building that's their building. I really mean it. And that matters because this is their building. It isn't ours. And like I said before, all we've ever owned was lease receipts. This is their building. So why shouldn't they celebrate the day that we cut the ribbon on? So they're all invited.
Aging and children and youth are going to be on this floor.
I mean, like for everyone that's here, like you can feel how comfortable it is. The heating systems work great, and that's something we don't have to change out, so that's going to save us a ton of money.
This floor is going to remain as much as is as possible. You can see, other than the carpeting, it's in very good shape. Domestic relations, SLHDA. Jim, what's the third one?
Jim, what's the third on this floor?
Daycare.
Daycare.
Title 20.
Right.
One of the things we're going to do is look to find out how can we get assistance in this project. 17 million is a very large bill, and it's well deserved to have that built out or into this building. We'll be looking for redevelopment assistance grants through the state in the next round of RAPPs. We'll be looking for gambling grants and any other grants that we can, such as greener grants, to see how can we help lessen the impact of taxpayers for this building.
So we could offset the cost.
Offset the cost, definitely so. The other thing is we're looking at the positive economic development impacts of moving to this building, concentrating everybody downtown, as well as turning our old building back onto the tax rolls to help Scranton in those terms.
And in your position over the last 5 years, a big thing for downtown Scranton is drawing people, and I think this is another good draw.
Definitely so. We're going to help out the surrounding areas. We're going to revitalize a significant portion of Scranton that has been pretty much vacant without a lot of people and people coming through. We're hoping to have a positive impact on the mall surrounding businesses, and we're also hoping that the buildings across the street, which if you look out the windows are all for lease at this time, that we see those buildings filled as well as some revitalization behind us.
Yeah.
So we're hoping that this extends revitalization that's taken place so far with buildings like the Connell Building and Bennett Building and other buildings.
And a lot of people really, they have to understand that the young people are living, and older people are living in downtown Scranton, and there's a need. There's people out there looking for apartments and lofts at this point, and hopefully that's what will happen to our current annex building.
Right.
And our goal is for that building to be sold way before we ever enter this building, and be back on the tax roll. And that's something that a lot of governments wouldn't be concerned about, but that's our biggest concern because we want to make sure that we keep the tax base in place.
This floor is going to house the single tax office, the assessor's office, the treasurer's office, The recorder of deeds.
Controller's
The
office?
controller, yes.
This is a dream that I have and our administration has and Commissioner Cummings have to centralize county government. And so once the financing came through, I said, let's all of us get together and take everybody for a tour and just show everybody what it looks like before we fit out the building and make it into the beautiful Lackawanna County Government Center at the Globe. And I just, I mean, we've talked about this so many times. Accessibility, one-stop shopping. The buses pull up in front of the facility. You know, I mean, this is everything the people of Lackawanna County should have. And the fact of the matter is, they didn't in the past, and all we have is lease receipts for the last 10 years. This lives inside of our leases. There's no millage increase. There's no increase in their taxes. This is an opportunity for us to save money on our current leases. And they'll own their own building.
It seems like as you're kind of structuring out what goes where, it seems like the Publix is going to be first and second floor in terms of the most commonly used office
movement.
spaces.
It's going to be a lot of, because there are offices where there's going to be a lot of movement. So we're trying to make it more accessible and, like I said, faster shopping for our people that come to Lackawanna County government. You know what I mean? Because like I said, it's one stop. You know, you could go as far as Mayfield for domestic relations. You can go as far as Stafford Avenue for voter registration. And then all of our leases throughout downtown city of Scranton. Now you have that all in one building. One stop, one opportunity. And like I said, people don't have to go looking for county government. They're going to know where it's at.
People are going to have been driving by this for months, and you've owned the building for months. They haven't seen much work. Are they going to start seeing work soon?
They're going to be starting, the project probably will start like next September. But we wanted to get the news stations in there to get a taste of the building, because we're going to be having a beautiful tree lighting, just like the old days, December 2nd at the Globe Store, Lackawanna County Government Center. And we're going to have the workshop in here that we had last year, where people can come out and buy all their different things that they like around Christmas. So like, it's actually going to become part of a community as of December 2nd. So and like I said, there's a lot of dreams that were in this building. Kids used to stand in front of these windows and just look at the toys that were in there, and their imaginations would just go flying, just go through their minds. Now this gives people a lot of opportunities to understand that, you know what I mean, we're going to keep those windows. We're going to have holiday type of visions for what December should look like in downtown Scranton. And we're going to try to bring back some of the feeling of what the Globe was and revitalize the 100 block of Wyoming Avenue, which really matters.
Is it still kind of
and helps them all.
Is it still kind of a work in progress? You're still trying to figure out.
These are all just rough. The actual floor plans are rough at this point. So once we get through with that, you know what I mean, we'll probably take you through when it gets closer for a more in-depth look of where everything is going to be. At this point, everything is roughly in the building. But now, you know what I mean, there's some things that have to be moved around. So I think
I'm talking more about like the access to the mall, because I know you had talked about, you know, kind of making the whole downtown.
That's something that's still on the table, but it's not something that's being looked at this point. But it's something that's going to be looked at in the future. My grandmother worked in the Globe for 30 years in the women's shoe department. She ran it, and she was one of those women that dressed for success, so she was always dressed. She always wore a nice dress, and she had her makeup on. And going to downtown when she was retired, they used to go down a couple times a week, 3 or 4 times a week, was a big thing to them. So like us going with them, her husband wear a suit, she'd wear a dress, and then the kids I'd be dressed casually to go down too. So it was just a lot of fun. But I think my fondest memory is the Charlemont, and then the second, maybe neck and neck, Charlemont and Santa's World. Yeah, this is the best.
What's your go-to memory when you think of Santa's World? Was there a year that you wanted some special present, or?
I don't remember the certain present, but I remember the whole floor being very white because they were trying to emulate the North Pole. And I just remember that, like, it'd be so like bright when you walked in, and you went up those stairs that we walked down to actually get into Santa's World. So you would sometimes be waiting on the staircase to get into it. Okay. So yeah, the anticipation seeing Santa Claus, something like that. But yeah.
Do you think a lot of other people are going to have those?
There's going to be that's what the idea of the tours are for. We want to give everybody an opportunity. Listen, we had a blood drive here already. This building, we just own it since April. We have a blood drive here already. We had the tree lighting, and then we're going to have what is it? Was that the workshop? Holiday market here. You know what I mean? Like, so this is actually becoming a part of the community in 2016. If you were here in December 2015, there was nothing going on here. All that was here was just a storage area, and that was it for diversified. Now it's actually alive and it's running. So, I mean, I think it's great. And like I said, the idea that just the tree lighting alone is going to bring back memories to people that, you know what I mean, of the past, you know what I mean, of their childhood or their grandchildren, you know what I mean?
This is where the maintenance department will be located. We'll have our 2 large bay doors here for our incoming and outgoing materials for everyday use. And then we're going to have a set of garages down this way here, about 8 of them, for parking for judges and whatnot. Right in here is where we keep our furnace, and we're going to take a look at that. And then we have our generators over here, but we're going to have a whole loading dock situation here that's a lot better than the one that we have now.
This is more accessible than where we're currently at, right?
Yep.
And this alley really isn't utilized, so it's basically, if most people come up this alley would be just county use.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. Hopefully we could get some parking in that alley.
Yeah. Something we'll be looking into.
Yeah.
Storage space down here too.
We're going to have storage. In other words, I mean, if you go over here,
first floor.
yeah, if you come over here, you see the huge freight elevator, and we'll be able to utilize that to get to our storage in the basement.
It's going to be a little warmer than this though, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, they in moving out of here so quickly, they have to keep these doors open all day because they're doing it so quick.
Do you want to show that real quick, and then we'll show the generator, and then we'll get out of here?
We have a company that does the preventive maintenance on these, and they really keep up with it. And they've been keeping up with it for the last couple of years. So as you can see, I mean, these furnaces they're like brand new, and they run very well. This freight elevator that our maintenance department will be utilizing is very large. I mean, I'm just imagining back when it was the Globe that they would drive a car right into here and take it right up to any floor they wanted to. These bays, they sealed them in with cinder block. And what we're going to do is open them up to the alley, and then we'll have, I'm going to guess, 8 more bays going down for parking for our judges. Our main switchgear room, you have a lot of your general lighting and a lot of all your electricity, 480 volts, all your transformers and switchgear are in here. So, I mean, it is with the renovations that they did to this building. This is state-of-the-art electrical equipment, gear.
It's going to save us a lot of money.
Yeah, it's going to save us a lot of money. Yeah. This is our generator for the building, and if
this is close to $1 million.
Yeah, if we should lose power to this building, this generator will kick in and supply us with power for the whole building, and that way our IT will not be compromised. And this is, you know, I can't tell you how much it costs to put this in here. Yeah, $800,000 or $900,000 just to put this in here. So this was a very big savings for the county. So, and like I said, if we should lose power in this building, this will kick in, transfer over.
It's automatic transfer.
Automatic transfer, and will supply us with the electricity that we need to save all of our files and our IT department. And once again, this is a huge savings for the county.
This is a backup area to the 911 too.
Yes, exactly. Yeah, this will keep our 911 system in this building afloat if we should lose power.
The entire building in itself is really great. I mean, we did a thorough review of it. Structurally, great. Electrically, everything was updated, and then the HVAC system has been maintained and is up to speed. And really, all we're doing is adding some additional controls as we're breaking up the building and splitting up the offices. It really has saved the county a significant amount of money.
Now, Gary, this is a historical building on top of it. It's over 100 years old?
Yes, it is. I don't know if it's registered, but it is historic. And
Sorry, Pat.
I know John wants to maintain that historic feature on the outside.
Sure.
Any upgrades?
Yeah, the front of the building is beautiful.
Yes, it is.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for coming out for the tour of the Lackawanna County Government Center at the Globe. This is a building that's owned by the community, and it's your home for Lackawanna County government, one-stop shopping. And in 2018, all of you are invited to the ribbon cutting. Hope to see you there.